Hey y'all, we are back with another Dense update. This update is sponsored by Biomax Peptides and Herd Athletics. Here we go. Well, I did finally sit down and get a chance to read through the 2 hours and 40 minutes of subtitles on the podcast with Malek and a group of French dudes. I did have several people reach out to me who speak French and gave me their feedback, which was super helpful as well. If you have to explain it to us after we've already consumed it and the AI generated subtitles don't accurately depict what was being said, then that right there is a problem within itself. And a lot of people are wanting to know, like, who is this Malek guy? Is he buying CrossFit? What does that mean if he buys CrossFit? And essentially in the podcast, he talks about where he grew up. He grew up in Algiers. He moved to France. He talks about forging a document, which was interesting. He explains that he got into real estate development and that's been a majority of his career. He's the person who is seeking out the purchase for the investors. And we don't know who these investors are. We don't know if there's one. We don't know if there's 10. That wasn't really discussed. But now having heard that podcast, that leaves more question. So if you are just, let's say, the real estate broker of the deal, who's going to own it? Who's going to be making the decisions? Will there be a board of directors? Who will be the CEO? Will the CEO sit on the board of directors? So I don't really think we learned anything new from this podcast. However, this person sent me, he says WFP did receive money from Adidas. I don't know who he heard that from. We heard there was no money exchanged. First they got shoes. Now they're getting shoes and apparel. Maybe for the finals, they'll actually get some money. If you want to spend the 2 hours and 40 minutes reading the subtitles yourself, I will link that below. As for now, it's just a waiting game. Pedro of Coffee Pods and Wads had Coach L and Matt Torres on his show the other morning, and Torres was playing around a golf. He didn't hang around too long.
Okay, have you got a handicap, or do you not even play that much?
I don't play enough, but I usually hit like high 90s.
Yeah.
Was that like part of a bet or just like a support? Oh.
And then it just ended up being Coach L. They talk about the games. They talk about his athletes, obviously, a little bit about the departure between Coach L and Danielle Brandon, and it essentially just being the best decision for everyone. No hard feelings there. They don't talk about any of the drama. He doesn't speak on any of that. But it was a really good, insightful interview. So if you want to check that out, you can see it on Coffee Pods and Wads YouTube channel. Nick Johnston was on with Sevan. Sevan asked him if Tia is going to do High Rocks or CrossFit next year.
Will Tia do the games next year? Are we going to see a number 9?
I hope so.
When you ask her, what'd she say?
Just no, man. Like in May this year, she didn't know. Like this is Tia's thing, and it's completely fine because she's earned that right. But even if you ask
it's totally fine.
Tia decided pretty late in the year last year what she was going to do. I personally hope she does. Like I've said before, I'll never get bored of watching her win. But I'm also a mom, so I understand not wanting to miss out on those precious moments of time with your kids when they're little that you can't get back. I was never trying to be the fittest on earth. I was just a normal mom working a full-time job, balancing life of raising 3 kids and working and still trying to work out. And I know I missed a lot of things I wish I hadn't. Tia is incredibly fortunate that she has such a great support system behind her that allows her to be able to do both. And I really love that they show a lot of content of Willow in and around the gym, hanging out while they're all training. Because to me, like, that is real life. And kids can grow up in a CrossFit gym. All 3 of mine have. My oldest daughter, who's now in college, when she was 5 years old, used to fall asleep on my gym bag while I would do class after work. And I know I'm biased because of how great my community is, but I truly believe it is such a great environment for kids to grow up in if you have the right kind of people around you. We don't know if Tia is going to do the CrossFit Games next year, but we do know she's going to do Tier SoCal Wodapalooza. Loud and Live put out a couple of videos, one with Medeiros and Ricky Garrard.
Workouts, can like compete like for the top. Was my nip just out the whole time?
North America needs to know that we have way more dog than them, and they're all fake ass that.
And then one with Tia and Danielle Brandon.
If you could say one thing to the athletes you'll be facing, what would it be?
I mean, fuck them. I'm not really worried. I just want to beat them.
Danielle can say whatever she wants to say, but at the end of the day, you just got to come out on the floor and bring it. And if that's how she feels, then let's fucking go.
Now, last year, the shit talking seemed a little bit forced and kind of cheesy, but this year, I really get a sense that they are taking it seriously and they're both in for a fight. I really enjoyed both videos. You can find those on the Loud and Live YouTube channel. Now, Saturday morning, I'm just sitting around drinking my morning coffee and I get a DM. It's a video of Danielle Brandon knocking on someone's apartment door. And I'm immediately thinking, oh, for fuck's sakes, what now? I read the caption, I watch the full video, and I check out the comment section. Now, I posted a reel to my IG with the caption that said, "It's not every day that Danielle Brandon knocks on your door. Ben, are you okay?" This comment section went...
Once again, we have a museum quality specimen of people bringing their own shit. Like 99% of the comments are people who actually think their perception is right.
I decided to reach out to the person who posted this on Facebook and ask, like, hey, do you want to tell me the story? Do you want to share the full footage? I feel like maybe something was cut out there. She politely declined and just said, hey, I don't want to be caught in the middle of the drama, which makes me think that maybe somebody already reached out to her because she has since removed it. Her caption says, love starting my morning at 7 a.m. with a girl pounding on my door. Silver teeth shining, yelling for her friend Ben. Ma'am, he's not here, and neither is your dignity. Wrong door, wrong life choices. It's obvious this person had no idea who was knocking on her door. Now, the comments are pretty funny. Ben's about to be in some trouble. The author replies, she hung out in my yard for about 15 minutes, and Graham, which I'm assuming is her dog, almost went after her. It's a good thing Cash wasn't there. She banged on the neighbor's door too, and then she says 80% of her teeth were silver, which we know is an exaggeration because it's only 2 of her teeth, I believe. People compliment her body, say how jacked she is, say how good she looks. And some people speculate like, oh, she must be looking for her man. And then someone comments, this girl is actually a pretty famous CrossFitter, Danielle Brandon. I'm gonna go to her IG and find out if Ben is okay. This turns into a missing person situation. Ben is her friend. He is also seemingly really good friends with Gooch. They've got pictures posted together on Ben's Instagram. And I know from Danielle's story the day before, it was Ben's birthday. And so they likely were out celebrating, and somewhere in the day or the evening, Ben was separated from them. I've lost friends before. You know, a friend would dip out with no one nobody was watching and Uber home or taxi home. Or they met someone and ended up doing the walk of shame the next morning. We had to go pick them up. But nonetheless, Danielle did seem very concerned about Ben's location. To me, it didn't seem like she was pounding on the door. There was a comment in there stating that Danielle mentioned that Ben's phone was pinged to that location. So that is why she assumed he was there. When I got home around lunchtime, I saw that Andrew Hiller was going live. His thumbnail was the image from my reel, and the title said, "This is dumb." I haven't even been doing this a year, but somehow my role is deemed media by people in the space who like to put labels on things and lump people into a certain group so they can put rules and regulations on them. I don't consider myself that. I don't take myself that friggin' seriously.
What is all this other crazy shit? This guy, Patrick Clark, is a fucking agent. He's supposed to promote athletes. And he said, what's he say? He says the craziest fucking thing in here. Hiller says, this is dumb. And then he says, agreed, but this is the world we live in now, unfortunately. Can you imagine being an agent and your athlete gets free publicity like this from fucking Dents?
So for those in the comment section or coming to my DMs, why even post this? And the other people saying, just report the news. This isn't news. When did I claim that I was a journalist? I'm a CrossFitter with an opinion.
Listen, if Justin Bieber was at an ATM, it would make it on TMZ. That shit's cool. I like seeing Justin Bieber at the fucking ATM.
When we're all chatting it up at the gym, when we're doing our warm-up or stretching, or we're at the rig in between sets, these are the kind of random things we talk about. Did you hear someone was pregnant at the games? Did you see CrossFit's new campaign with the word fuck in it? Are you gonna watch Kill Taylor on Saturday? Ooh, I think Casey could do this workout. Why hasn't Hiller made a video on Danielle Brandon? Does he have a soft spot for her? This has been happening across CrossFit gyms since the beginning of CrossFit. There's even Instagram group chats of followers of certain shows who talk about stuff like this. Probably talk about me.
Probably talk about me.
My brand equity is that
Jenny posts just about anything at this point. So there's a room for it, yes.
if I think it's going to get people to talk about CrossFit and CrossFitters, and that makes you uncomfortable and makes you feel some sort of way, that's on you. I'm okay with the hate in the comments. It just boosts the algorithm.
That dense bitch,